Hi everyone! The goal of this recording today is to show you how to make a bike frame geometry that you and your classmates and teammates can compare in ANSYS before you begin to iterate and create your own designs. The end result will be a surface model of a tube bike frame that you should be able to use in ANSYS. And with that, let's get started. First, I'm going to go File, New, and I'm going to create a new part. And before I do anything else, I'm going to check that my units are in millimeters over in the feature tree on the left. From there, I'm going to create a sketch, and I'm going to select the XZ plane. And now I'm going to get started creating my frame. I'm going to make a line from the origin up to the left. It's going to be 420 millimeters long. The angle to the x-axis is 107 degrees. Now I'm going to make another line out to the left, and that connects up to that first line we made. We're going to dimension this. The length of the bottom tube was 425 millimeters, and the height from the vertex on the left to the x-axis, which you can find over in the feature tree, is 75 millimeters. I'm also going to make these two lines construction lines, so I'm going to shift click both of them, and then I'm going to right click and hit normal construction. Now let's go make the top tube. We're going to go from the intersection at the top of the seat post that we just made and extend out to the right, down, and back to the origin. And we want this short tube over here called the header tube to be parallel to the seat tube, so I'm going to constrain that. We're going to dimension the top tube to be an angle of 85 degrees to the seat tube and to have a length in X of 570 millimeters. And then the last thing we're going to do with this part of the geometry is we're going to dimension the header tube, and we're going to extend the seat tube and the header tube a little bit to sort of emulate where the handlebars, the fork, and the seat would attach. And our header tube is 50 millimeters long. I'm going to go back over to the seat tube, and I'm going to extend upwards by 25 millimeters. Fusion, in this case, just added a perpendicularity constraint that I don't want, so I'm going to right-click and delete that, and I'm going to replace it with a parallel to the existing seat tube. Then I'm going to head over to the header, and I'm going to extend 25 millimeters above the top tube and make that parallel. And then I'm going to do the same on the bottom, and I'm going to extend 35 millimeters below. And it added the parallel constraint for me, which is nice. That's all we need to do in that sketch, so let's finish it. And now we're going to create an offset plane to help us make the 3D geometry for the rear of the bike. So I'm going to make a construction plane. It's going to be a plane in YZ. And then instead of distance, I'm going to choose extent to object. And I'm going to select the leftmost vertex that we just made. That's going to make a plane way off over here on the left. We can find it under construction. And I'm going to create a sketch on that plane. Let's get ourselves right side up. And now I'm going to go create, project. I can also just hit P on my keyboard. I'm going to project that vertex that we made in our previous sketch. Hit OK. Now I'm going to make a line that's horizontal, and it's 130 millimeters long. Constrain that guy to be horizontal. And then we're also going to constrain it to be coincident to that vertex we just projected. And we'll constrain it to be symmetrical by selecting the two endpoints, a symmetry constraint, and the vertex we projected. The last thing we're going to do is make this a construction line as well, which is a right click and then hit construction. So now you can see that we have something that looks a little bit more like a bike. The last thing we're going to do is make life easier for us later by creating a circle down at the bottom bracket. So we'll make another sketch on the XZ plane and zoom in on the origin here and make a center diameter circle with a diameter of 45 millimeters. We can finish our sketch. So now we almost have our whole bike frame, and we just need to create the rear tubes. To do that, we're going to create a sketch. It doesn't matter which planes we select, so I'll just select YZ. And I'm going to check this 3D sketch box in the sketch palette. Then I'm going to shift and use the middle mouse wheel to orbit so that I can see my whole geometry. And I'm going to make a line from the origin to one side of that line I just created, up to the seat tube vertex, back to the other side of the line I created, and then back to the origin. By doing that, I just created my chain stays and the seat stay and the whole joint where the rear wheel is going to attach. And I can finish my sketch, and that looks a little bit more like a bike. From there, we have to start to make this 3D, and the way we're going to do that is using the pipe tool under the solid menu. And we're going to start by selecting the down tube and the seat tube, including the seat tube extension there. And we're going to give it a cross section of 35 millimeters in diameter and hit OK. The pipe tube makes us a solid, but we want this to be a surface. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the unstitch tool in the surface menu. We're going to select the body, and that will separate the end caps from the cylindrical faces. Then we're going to shift click both of the cylindrical end caps and right click and delete them. So now we have a nice hollow tube. And now we're just going to repeat this process for the rest of the bike. So back to the pipe tool, we're going to make sure we can see our sketch of the geometry, and then we're going to select the top tube. It's going to have a diameter 25 millimeters. We're going to hit OK. We're going to unstitch again. We're going to select the end caps. I'm shift clicking, and I'm going to come look inside our seat tube here to find the other end cap and delete it. And then over here we need to get rid of this extra little bit of tube that's intersecting with the seat tube. The way we're going to do that is we're going to go in Modify, Split Face, and I'm going to split the top tube with the seat tube. I'm going to hit OK. Now we have this extra face. I'm going to right click and delete it. And then we're going to do pretty much the opposite of that. We're going to split the seat tube with the top tube. And that will give us this extra piece right here that we delete. And now we have a nice joint happening for ourselves here. Time to go do the header tube. We'll head off over here to the right. Same thing, find the pipe tool. You're going to be experts at this by the time you're done. Make sure you select all three of the lines that we made over there. And the diameter here is going to be 35 millimeters. You can hit OK. Back to the unstitch. Then we're going to delete the ends. And in a similar way, we're going to split our two tubes with our new header. And then we're going to split the header with, or split the header with our other two tubes. And then just delete those faces to make a nice joint. Almost done here. All right, so now we have a nice joint and it looks all hollow in there, which is what we want to see. Now we're going to finally create the seat stays and the chain stays at the rear of the bike. So we'll head back over to our fun pipe tool, select it. The diameter here is going to be 15 millimeters. And here we get a little bit more of a complicated geometry, but the same process still applies. We're going to unstitch, make sure we get the top and the bottom, which we did, and then go in here and split everything. Make sure we get the top and the bottom to save ourselves a little time. Oh. Make sure we're selecting the correct face as well. Sorry, let's try that again. We're going to split our faces. These two rear tubes. And these guys down on the bottom as well. And our tool is that tube, the seat tube there. Then we're gonna remove the faces we don't need. We have more of them on this joint, so bear with me here. And let's look down on the bottom here. You'll notice that because we can't see in this joint on the bottom, we're gonna have to be a little bit patient and deal with some of these extra surfaces in a minute. And then we'll head up to this top joint and do what we've been doing with the inverse. So we're going to split the seat tube with our other tubes and get rid of this extra material. So looking good up by the seat post. And then the last thing that we're going to need to do is create our bottom bracket. And luckily, we created a circle for ourselves earlier. So we're going to head in the surface menu, we're going to extrude, we're going to select our circle, and under extent type, we're going to do distance, and in direction, we're going to do symmetric, and we're going to extrude our circle 30 millimeters in either direction. And that looks right, looks like what I expect. We're going to hit OK. And then just like we've been doing before, we're going to use our bottom bracket tube to split all of these and remove any extra material. And just to save time, I'm going to pause, select everything, show you which faces I'm deleting, pause again so you don't have to watch me click. So I'm splitting all of my tubes that are coming into the joint with the bottom bracket tube, and that creates all of these faces in here. So I'll just delete as many as I can see from this angle and then orbit around and try from the other side. Almost there. And two more. And then we're going to do the same thing we have been doing. We're going to split the bottom bracket tube with the other tubes that are coming into it, and then get rid of any extra material there. So now we should be able to remove these sort of funky looking faces here. Then the last thing is we have a little bit of an artifact from where the chain stays are intersecting the seat tube. So we'll do our favorite splitting tool thing again, split the seat tube with our bottom tubes, and then delete this as well. Now we have something that looks remarkably like a bike. The last thing that we need to do is we need to make sure that all of these are one body. If you'll notice, if we go in the feature tree, we created 9 different bodies in this process. So the last thing we need to do is combine them all into one. To do that, we'll go in the surface menu and use the stitch tool. And we'll stitch, and then I'm going to shift click all of the bodies in the feature tree. And that should highlight them all in blue, and then in green are joints that will be combined when we create the body. And in red are free edges. And we're just checking that we see green at all of those joints we created, and we can hit OK. And then now we only have one body in the tree, and that looks pretty darn like a bike. So that's all you should need to create your surface model to be able to put it into Fusion, and wishing you luck in all your simulations.